Hello everyone. I hope you people are happy and good. Today I'm going to start your accountancy and financial management chapter 1, that is your single entry system. It is also called accounting from incomplete records of FY become SEM 2. Might be you done your single entry system or accounting from incomplete record. It is done in your JC in your junior college, but this picture I have taken and give you a little bit small idea about the single entry system. This actually accounting system, it is a incomplete record and it is actually benefited, or you can say prepared by a person who has a small business like a fruit seller. So actually he is not maintaining the total accountancy records like profit and loss account, trading account, balance sheet. Not everything he has to record. Only what he has to do, he has to write whatever the expenses, how much he has to purchase, and the little bit ke kitna paisa aaya, kitna paisa gaya. He has to take a record everything, and then he have to find out whether he is getting profit and whether he is getting loss. So this system actually is incomplete. It is not giving you the idea about from where we are getting money, from where we are getting whatever we have to pay, how many people we have to pay, and all these things. So this system is actually a incomplete record. This is called a single entry system. Means we have to maintain only the record which is necessary. It is not giving you the idea from where the cash is coming, from where to whom we are selling, who is your data. So that is an incomplete record. We have in this chapter we have to complete this record, and of course we have to make a final account and find out whatever your profit or loss of your business. So first I have to introduce myself. I am a Professor Zakira Matwankar from Sant Gadge Maharaj College of Commerce and Economics. I am the assistant professor and HOD of the accountancy department. So by this thing, the little brief introduction I have to start. The first thing is your double entry system. Why I am taking the double entry system is first because, as we know, we are doing the double entry system. What do you mean by double entry system? Where one has to be debit and other has to be credit. Okay, so double entry system is actually prepared by the sole proprietorship, you can say manufacturing companies and limited companies, partnership firm, all they are maintaining their double entry system. Means suppose if we are doing the business with two companies, okay, ABC and company and XYZ company, and these two companies actually are doing the business. So whatever the thing, okay, they have to maintain their records. If one account has to be debit, other account has to be credit. So this accounting system is called a double entry system. And the single entry system actually very related with your small business holder, like the ice cream seller, fruit seller, little the hawkers, you can say, who is doing the business on the road, and they are actually earning their daily livelihood, and they are not maintaining their records. They are only maintaining their cash balances. But every business, of course, we have to find out the main loopholes. Okay, so of course this is the incomplete record and we have to complete it. So by this system, first I have give you the little bit revision about the double entry system. So a double entry system actually a dual aspect concept, where one has to be debit and other has to be credit. Okay, then see, the system of accounting was invented by the Lucas Piccioli of Italy in 1494 in Venice, but developed in English. Okay, this system is based on the fact there is two aspects of every transaction, and each transaction involve at least two parties, or the accounts, you can say. So I am telling here that one has to be debit and other has to be credit. Means that there are the two people. If cash is transferring from one person to other person, means come in account, one account the cash is comes in, and cash other account the cash will goes out. So as per the traditional English approach, if there is a receiver of the good of a cash, there must be the giver of the goods of a cash. If something comes in a business, definitely go out from the other business. So one business, it has to be come, and other business is to be go out. So if there is any loss to someone, there will be a gain to the someone. अगर किसी को लॉस हो रहा है तो ऑफकोर्स सामने किसी को प्रॉफिट भी हो रहा है. अगर हमारे पास से पैसा जा रहा है तो वी आर पेइंग टू समवन, सो उनके अकाउंट में पैसा आएगा. सो देयरफॉर रिकॉर्डिंग टू ऑल एस्पेक्ट ऑफ अ बिजनेस ट्रांजेक्शन इन द terms of the debit and credit, and it is called a double entry system. Okay, so next is okay. Now what are the features of the double entry system? The double entry system actually a dual concept, I told you before only. Okay, so first in the double entry system, what we have to do first, we have to maintain the two accounts, and the entry will be passed has a two impact or two effect. One has to be debit and other has to be credit. But in the single entry system, you know, this is the new accounting system where we have to transfer this single entry system into double entry system to maintain the proper accounting report that is very very necessary in every business. So see, this is the dual aspect I gave you. I gave you the one example. See, if we are paying, okay, so other are receiving something, so that is a dual aspect system. And here from this I have to explain the features of double entry system. See, every transaction affect at least two accounts, and second is each account is divided into two sides, as we know, that is one is a debit side and other as a credit side. It is based on the accounting concept and conventions. It is complete and scientific method. You can find out easily each and everything if it is something miss out. It maintain all the types of record, whether it is real, whether it is personal, whether it is nominal. It facilitate the preparation of the trial balance. Of course, you can easily prepare your trial balance and has to tell you both the side, whether it is debit and whether it is credit. It helps to verify the accuracy of the books of accounts. See, if accuracy is maintained, whether it is mathematical accuracy, whether it is entry transactions, everything we can easily find. Because see, if entry has to be if we pass only the one entry, debit side, not a credit side, the account will not be tallied. You will find out some problem and the account will not tally, so you can easily rectify there are some mistake, you know. But in single entry system it is not possible, so that's why the double entry system is of course every time superior than the single entry system. It is possible to prepare the trading and profit and loss account in the balance sheet in the double entry system, but not in a single entry system. So the person who is maintaining actually the single entry system, so in that case how to we have to prepare a trading, profit and loss and balance sheet of that person. So this is the actually concept of the single entry system, and in this chapter I am going to teach you the same thing. So first I'm just giving you the little bit idea about the single entry system, because I have to start with the definition. Kohler defines single entry system in his dictionary for accounts as a system of bookkeeping in which as a rule only record of cash and personal account are maintained. So it is always incomplete double entry, varying with the circumstances. You know, Kohler has defined that ये जो system होता है bookkeeping का, which is a single entry system, ये लोग यहाँ पर सिर्फ जो है दो चीज़ें मेंटेन करते हैं, एक कैश रिकॉर्ड और पर्सनल अकाउंट मेंटेन करते हैं, यानी कि पैसा कितना आया और कितना गया, ओके, बिकॉज ऑफ एनी रीजन, एंड हाउ मच द गुड्स कम्स इन एंड हाउ मच गुड्स दे आर सोल्ड आउट. कम्स इन मीन्स परचेज, सो हाउ मच दे परचेज एंड हाउ मच दे आर सेलिंग द गुड्स, दैट इज द मेन कॉन्सेप्ट. सो इट इज़ ऑलवेज इनकम्प्लीट, एंड ऑफकोर्स डबल एंट्री सिस्टम में ऐसा नहीं होता है. फीचर्स क्या है इसके? Only sole trader and partnership organization keep their books of accounts under the system. Is it possible if there are very very small a small type of a business? If you can say, I can say you the one example like a tea seller. I give you the one example is the fruit seller. If two person are doing the business of the fruit selling fruit seller business, so might be there are the two person who is doing the in the partnership. So these types of the business can maintain such type of the record in the single entry system. But if we are talking about the company like joint stock companies cannot keep such type of the accounts under the system because of the legal requirements. Of course every business or every huge business you can say, or a big business or mid small scale business, even who are registered under the Companies Act 2013, they have to maintain they have to fulfill the legal requirements, and for that they have to maintain the double entry system, not the single entry system. So single entry system is not applicable to such type of companies. Under this system, only cash and personal accounts are kept. Impersonal and the real accounts are not maintained. I mean to say, assets account, you can't maintain your asset account, you can't calculate your depreciation of your assets, you can't calculate your liabilities. Okay, so in such type of the things, you can only calculate your cash and personal account. Cash book may be containing proprietor's personal as well as the business transaction. Cash book having the both the transaction, they will not keep the personal things, they might be mix up the personal thing with the business, so might be the problem might be arrive in that thing. For getting factual information, it is very necessary to refer the original document and other information. And the system of the accounting under this varies from business to business. अलग अलग business में अलग अलग accounting systems होते हैं single entry के, and there is no uniformity in maintain the account. जैसे double entry system में we have to prepare the final account, suppose trading, profit and loss account, balance sheet. बट इन द सिंगल एंट्री सिस्टम पर्सन की एबिलिटी पे होता है कि हाउ दे आर प्रिपेयरिंग. ओके, सो जस्ट दे वांट देयर amount, or you can say profit, and no hard and fast rule is followed recording the transaction. Under the system, only one aspect of the transaction is recorded. One aspect means, suppose I am the ice cream seller and I am selling the ice cream, I can keep the records of my convenience, not the other convenience. So that's why that is called I am calling here only the one aspect. Advantages of the single entry system. What are the advantages? Suppose see, everything has the two type of things. One is of course advantages, and other has disadvantages, but of course we have to follow the first is the positive thing, that is your advantages. It is a most simple method in recording the business transaction. Maintaining second is maintenance of the accounting record does not require adequate knowledge and principle of the bookkeeping. So this is very simple. We doesn't have to follow any type of the principle of the accountancy or bookkeeping. Then it is less costlier than the double entry system or the bookkeeping. Determination of profit and loss is much easier. How means I told you before only how much cash comes in and how much cash goes out. Whatever the difference, you can easily find out. Whatever the loss, whatever your profit. Similarly, fifth is it is quite suitable to the small concern having a limited number of the transaction and few assets and liabilities. There is no need to qualified accountant. So if we are not preparing any type such accounts, we are not preparing such type of the final account, so why we require and we are not following any type of the principle of the accountancy, then why we are requiring the qualified accountant? Okay, so these are the advantages of the single entry system. But apart from that, of course, we have to face some limitations of this. And what are the limitations? See, there are huge limitations and more limitation you can say compared than the advantages, because see, loss is a thing you can say it will take more time to cope up. So arithmetical accuracy of the account cannot be checked. Okay, if you are not preparing the account, how can you verify your account arithmetical accuracy? So because the trial balance cannot be prepared as both the aspect of the transaction not recorded, it is not scientific. So by this you can't find out whatever your mistake, what you done. This system gives the scope for misappropriation and frauds and cannot be proper check and control. Agar we are not preparing any scientific methods, of course the chances of misappropriation and frauds is very increase, you can say very large in a number. So trading account cannot be prepared as goods account are not maintained. If we are not keeping the record of the goods account, whatever the use of the trading account, so hence the gross profit and gross loss cannot be ascertained. So we cannot calculate our gross profit also, we cannot calculate our gross loss also. Similarly, we are not able to prepare our profit and loss account, right? So that is no record of the expenses, not record of the income. So we can't you cannot directly actually calculate your net profit. Balance sheet cannot be prepared because in this type of the system we cannot prepare our real accounts, whether it is assets or liability. So balance sheet is not possible to prepare. In the absence of the final account, it has become difficult to know the exact financial position of the business, whether we are getting profit every time, whether we are getting loss, what are our loopholes, what are the position of the business. You can't say that by, if we are not preparing such type of account. So at the time of the sale of the business, suppose I have to sell my fruit selling business or ice cream business, so it become extremely difficult to determine the purchase consideration. Purchase consideration means the value of the business in which you have to ready to sell your business, or you can say the goodwill, your liability of a business. Okay, tax return will not be correct. Accountant prepare on the basis of the single entry system, not inspire confidence in the outside. You can't say whatever the value of your business, what is the financial position of your business. And the Companies Act 2013 does not permit companies to keep their account as a single entry system. Okay, now the next is distinguish between the double entry system and the single entry system. This is the common question may be asked in your paper. See, double entry system, in double entry system both aspect we have to take, that is the transaction we have to record, whether it is debit, whether it is credit. But in the single entry system, both the aspect of each transaction are not recorded. It is double entry system is a complete scientific and satisfactory system, but it is incomplete, unscientific and unsatisfactory system. Double entry is possible to prepare the trial balance, but we cannot maintain in the trial balance in the single entry system. Arithmetical accuracy of the books of accounts can be easily verified, but here we cannot. And in double entry system, all type of accounts are maintained, but in single entry only the debtors, creditors and the cash accounts have to maintain. In double entry system, it is possible to prepare your final account with, in like trading, profit and loss account and balance sheet, okay, which is in such type of accounts. And but in the single entry system, it is not possible, and you can say it is difficult to maintain the final account. In a balance sheet, in a double entry system, in a balance sheet, the value of the asset and liabilities are obtained, and physical inspection, of course, can be done or estimated. But in the single entry system, this type of inspection and physical verification is not possible, because we are not maintaining any type of the real account, or you can say the assets and liability account. In double entry system, balance sheet reveal correct financial position, but not in a single entry system. And in double entry system, it can be adopted by all concerned. For companies, it is compulsory and it can be adopted, but in single entry system, it can be adopted by only the small concern. So these are the few points by which I try to give you the brief idea what are the difference between the double entry system and the single entry system. Now, what are the practical steps when we are preparing a final account with the help of the incomplete records? Okay, so if we have the incomplete records, so what are the stages where we have to complete the record and then we have to prepare our final account? So the first step, first we have to maintain our cash book. Okay, so of course both the side will not be tallied. So whatever the things, whatever your you can say the balancing figure, it has to be the one of the thing which is missing out. So how to prepare your cash book? See, cash and bank, both double column you can maintain, or you can maintain the separate cash and bank account. And here of course the cash and bank, you know both are your asset. So opening balance will be debit and closing balance will be credit. If there is a credit side of the opening balance, means you have a negative balance, which is called a bank overdraft in the opening and even in the closing. All the cash will comes in or from wherever, whether it is coming from the sales, whether coming from the debtors, creditors, more and capital introduced, miscellaneous income, and from the bill receivable or from the sale of fixed asset, whatever the cash are coming, of course we have to write into the debit side. And if the cash will goes out because of the purchase, payment to the creditors, bills payable, drawings, fixed asset purchase, miscellaneous expenses, we have to write into the credit side. Okay, so here if you can find any difference, if there is not tallied and if there is any difference, so of course maybe there is any information, missing information, you can verify from this type of the cash book. So if the difference appear on the payment side, the cash book missing information, maybe any items appear in the payment side, or if suppose it is appear in the receipt side, so the missing information may be the receipt one. So these are the first step, we have to prepare the cash book. Second is we have to prepare the debtors account, total debtors account. Of course debtor is your asset, so debit side में इसका opening balance आएगा and credit side last line, that is your closing balance. All the bills dishonor and check dishonor, credit sale value and creditors endorsement bill entry, dishonor entry will be coming into the debit side, and the credit side honor of the bill, discount, sale return, data has to be come into the credit side. So if there is some any the account is not tallied and the difference will arrive, the missing information will be, if debit side is missing information, there is a one information in the debit side. If the missing information will be credit, so one of the point might be your credit side. Okay, so you can very easily rectify the things. If you want to find out the credit sale and the difference is your debit side and you don't know what is the credit sale, the difference value will be credit sale. So like that you can verify or you can find out the missing information from such type of the accounts. Now the next is we have to prepare the bill receivable account. By this account we can verify the missing information like bill honor and bill dishonor. Similarly, bill receivable is your asset account, so it should be debit side opening balance and credit side will be the closing balance. Bill receivable drawn will be debit, and all the entry which is related to dishonor, creditors endorsement bill, discount, debtors will be coming to the credit side. So the difference will be if there is a difference in the debit side, the debit side entry will be your missing information, and the difference will be the credit side. The missing information might be the credit side, whether it is discount value, whether it is cash payment, you can say whatever the missing in the your question. So you can easily verify, or you can say you easily find out from this account. Next is your creditors account. So this is the pro forma of the creditors account. See, a creditor is your liability, right? So creditors opening balance will be on credit side and debit side में इसका closing balance आएगा. Creditors को हम जो भी payment करते हैं, bill accepted, bill endorsed, discounting, purchase return will comes into the debit side, and the credit side में bills payable dishonor, endorsement bill from the debtors which is dishonor, bank payment dishonor, and credit purchase will come into the credit side. The difference will be the same. Okay. Now the next is your bills payable account. This is one of the type of a liability, and the format of the bill payable is, of course, this is your liability. So credit side the opening balance and the debit side will be the closing balance. All the payments made through the debit side we are getting from the bills payable. Of course we are getting that should be on debit side, and from the total creditors, if the bills payable are dishonor entry also come into the debit side. Credit side the total creditors value, which is actually bills payable accepted. So this is the pro forma of the bills payable. Now the next step, this is a 5 step I told you. First we have to prepare your cash and bank account, then debtors, bill receivable, creditors, and bills payable account. Now the 6th step, we have to prepare revenue and expenses account, means your profit and loss, then revenue income account, then we have to prepare fixed assets account, then we have to prepare stock account or goods account, you can say trading. Then you have to prepare, if there is any loan account, then we have to prepare the loan account. Then we have to prepare the trial balance and verify the arithmetical accuracy, means if in trial balance all the closing balance we have to transfer. Okay, if the closing balance we have to transfer, means trial balance में debit side में all assets and expenses आएंगे, and credit side में of course your liability or incomes आएंगी. If both are tally, of course your single entry system are prepared well. Then we have to prepare the opening affairs, statement of affairs, means opening balance sheet. Okay, or then we can easily find out the opening capital of the balance sheet. After that we have to prepare the trading and profit and loss account. Okay, so from this step, first I have to clear 2 points. What are the total sale? Because when we are doing the sum, there are some students, or might be I'm giving you the experience, it's like there is some conception about total sale and net sale. So I'm just giving this slide about and give you the idea how to calculate the total sale and net sale. So here it is a grand total of the sale transaction reported during a certain period without any deductions included within a figure. So जितना भी सेल हुआ है by any कोई भी थ्रू से, इस यहाँ पर जो है, यहाँ पर टोटल सेल उसकी कैलकुलेट करते हैं. इट इज़ अ ग्रॉस सेल्स. नेट सेल इज़ अ ग्रॉस सेल लेस सेल्स अलाउंसेस, सेल डिस्काउंट एंड सेल रिटर्न. सो नेट सेल कब आता है हमारा? जब हम टोटल सेल में से ये सब चीज़ों को हम लेस करते हैं. अ कंपनी में इलेक्ट अ प्रेजेंट इट्स ग्रॉस सेल्स डिडक्शन एंड नेट सेल इंफॉर्मेशन इन अ सेपरेट लाइन ऑफ द इनकम स्टेटमेंट. Gross sale can be misleading figure when reporting a single line item, so that's why we have to follow the net sale value, whether it is cash sales or credit sale. Credit sales implies the sale of goods without cash receipt on the spot. Credit sale मैंने already lectures में explain किया है कि credit sale is it is not a cash sales, means we are giving the credit to a person like on the spot. हमको cash payment नहीं करना है. We have to give some time to our customer to payment. And cash sales implies the sale of goods against the cash, okay, on the spot. So credit sale can be ascertained from the total debtors account, and cash sale can be ascertained from the cash book in the under the single entry system. If this information is missing out, means your credit sale, you can maintain your debtors account and find out whatever the value of the credit sale. And if cash sale information is not there, so you can easily find out from your cash book. Similarly, total purchase, it is the all purchase reported in a certain year, certain period, and it is also called a gross purchase. It is calculated as like net purchase, means how to calculate total value of purchase. We have to less return, we have to less allowances, we have to less purchase discount, and after deduction whatever the value we are getting, that is called a net purchase. Okay, so total purchase include credit purchase and cash purchase. Both type of the purchase can be done in the business. Credit purchase are ascertained through the creditors account. अगर credit purchase missing है, so of course we can maintain our creditors account, and we can find out the value of the credit purchase. And similarly, cash purchase we can easily find out from the cash account. I hope from this explanation you are giving you the idea about all types of the performers. As I'm not giving here you the trading profit and loss account and balance sheet ka performer, because as we know all this, but the cash book, that is a type of a revision you already did in your junior college. Similarly, debtors, creditors account, bills payable and bills receivable account is a major account we have to prepare, and we have to find out the missing information about your single entry system. After we are getting such type of the missing information, the records are completed, and then we have to prepare our final account. So by this explanation I gave you the whole idea about the single entry system, how to prepare your single entry system and then complete your final account. If you have any doubt, any problem, please write in a comment box. Thank you all. Be happy. Bye everyone.